Dude, I wanted to show you this because I played yesterday. I did a little Draco Tail testing yesterday evening. I thought this replay was crazy, so I saved it. So first of all, obviously I opened double Fuva going second, and then it's Argo Stars. Argo Star Odeon, and they open Glorious Ardra and the Temple, which is insane. I 5 mana here to negate the Scorpion thingy from adding the Temple to the board, because I didn't want them to go too crazy. Maybe I could have let them cook because I had Nib, is what I'm realizing now. Maybe let them get Temple and just nib them if they overcommit, but... I don't know if they can have a better start than this, because they also pop my Ketu here with the Silhouette Rabbit. Then they add back, which one is this? Iteo? And here I nib at this point because they can't run back into the spell trap zone with the thing. Then they still make Link Spider, which I don't know why, but... So here, I'm gonna be honest with you, here I thought I lost, because what's about to happen is they summon Anguish Pattern, and they then summon Apophis to negate my Mululu, and then they activate the Anguish Pattern to pop my Mululu. And Glorious Ardra says, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your continuous trap cards or their effects. So I thought I couldn't chain to this. But apparently... this is just an effect monster now. It's still treated as a trap, but not a continuous trap anymore, which is... I didn't know this, unless this is wrong. But the game did allow me to chain the 5 mana here. Because, of course, if this just pops my Mululu and I can't respond, I don't have a Draco Tail. I'm not sure, like, because this card says special summon this card as an effect monster. This card is also still a trap, but it doesn't say it's still a continuous trap. So, and this only says you can't respond to continuous trap cards. So, like, it might be correct. I'm not sure. It's activation versus effect. No, this thing says activation or effect. So, no, that's not the reason. But I think it's just, it's a monster, it's a trap, but it is not a continuous trap anymore. So I can chain here. This is not the interesting part yet, by the way. This is not yet the interesting part of this game. So they negate Arthalion here with the home stadium, which is pretty sick too. So I don't get the add back. I get to set Rahu and negate the Anguish Pattern. Then they go Apophis to set the Swamp Deity. I then go Battle Phase to clear some bodies, which I could have done later, I think. But here, because they negated my Mululu, I'm not locked into fusion, so I make SP to force the back row. I force the back row. They bounce my SP, take 500. And then I resolve Rahu, and that's all I have at this point is just this Rahu resolving, and they have like all this, and it's main phase 2. So I send Urgula, I make Gulamel. Urgula, Arthalion. They negate this again here with Home Stadium because they used this in the Monster Zone. I couldn't SP there because Adra was in effect, by the way. I cannot respond. So, but I haven't used Ketu yet. So I popped this with Urgula. Urgula effect, add back Phimena. I go Ketu, search Pan. Use both from hand for Secretarion. I get Horn, because Horn has a target with Link Spider. I get Flame, and I pop one of them. Secretarion, bring back Mululu. And I'm pretty happy at this point. I go to end phase, and I think, like, okay, I played through a lot here. In hindsight, I didn't plan out the entire turn in advance. In hindsight, it would have been better to not go to battle phase yet, I think, because I would have had more attacks now than what I had earlier. But I'm thinking like, oh, I have Horn and Flame, so I can Horn the Link Spider at any moment so that I can use Gulamel to pop anything. Gulamel is negated right now, but only till the end phase, so on their turn it's going to be live again. So I can just Horn whenever to pop whatever. I have Mululu as well, so if I draw any monster with one of the two traps, I can just fuse and pop off completely. And I have Flame for either the field spell, which creates follow-up, or for a potential top deck, because it's Odeon Argo Stars, which both kind of rely on spell cards, right? Like if they top deck Odeon stuff, they need to go through the field spell. If they want to play with this, they go through the field spell. So like I'm feeling pretty happy here, right? And I'm thinking like there is nothing they can draw to do anything here. I honestly, in this moment, I'm like, there's nothing they can draw that changes anything about the outcome of this game. I have one. So watch what happens. It's I sat there and I was like, there's no way that happened. So they go the Vine Serpent Apophis in attack mode. So I'm like, okay, let me Horn that real quick. So the Odeon Argo Star, obviously should have seen this one coming. The Odeon Argo Stars deck plays Red Reboot. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? It's the best board breaker deck after all. Of course, if it goes second, you know, you just reboot and kill the opponent. Of course. And they draw Red Reboot, which is semi-limited. And that single-handedly, my board has like 4 or 5 interruptions. It beats all of them, okay? Because I don't draw a card here, I have no chance to draw a monster, so my Mululu cannot fuse, because Mululu can only summon Draco Tails, and you cannot make a Draco Tail without a monster in hand, so can't use Mululu. Because the only cards that activate that let me trigger Gulamel are also trap cards, I cannot activate my Gulamel, and it also beats Horn and Flame. And I sat there and I was like, dude, that's insane. How does this happen? How does this happen? So this pops my Arthalion, resets 2 trap cards, then they activate this, pay 1,000, add back, and at this point I'm like, it's over, I lost. I probably lost. It's GG's, right? Normal summon Adra, Adra effect, can't respond. Overlay into whatever this is, adds back a card, I think, or adds a spell from deck. Then they overlay into full armored utopic Ray Lancer. I'm like, okay, I probably die. They make Typhon. And then I realized this here, but it's not game. So I don't think they made the perfect play here. I think they could have probably gone for a better line that involved stuff like SP Little Knight on my stuff. Because I think they just thought it was game, but it wasn't. And then they pass with this. And then I start my turn with all 3 traps. So I just draw 4 cards for turn, basically. I'm doing all of this in the draw phase because they have, of course, the Apophis set up for negation. So I'm doing all of this in draw phase to try and draw enough monsters to win the game, and I do ultimately I win the game here, but I still thought that reboot top deck was crazy, so I saved the replay. And I had to get like a little bit lucky here to draw. Like I needed a way to fuse that doesn't play into the swamp deities, right? Because I needed a way to find mana basically. You can't activate Apophis in draw phase. This one, yes, you can use this one in draw phase, but the one that negates not. This is during the main phase. So even Zeus was probably better. Here's the thing: this was in rated duels, so I couldn't check their deck list. I don't know what their extra deck was, but I feel like there's got to be a way. Because if they make an SP Little Knight here, I basically needed all of my draws to win the game. If they made an SP Little Knight to banish just one of my trap cards, I probably lose. I probably lose if they don't go for game on the turn before when it just wasn't game, right? But yeah. I thought that was a pretty funny one because I literally sat there in disbelief and I just stared at the game when they activated reboot. I sat there for like 10 seconds and I was like, there's no way that just happened. And then after the reboot resolved, I couldn't activate anything for the entire turn anyway. So I had more time to just sit there and literally stare. I looked at it, I was like, there's nothing. I can't activate anything because of that red reboot, just taking away all of my interruptions. So I thought that was a fun one. So I saved it for you guys.